Hello again, everybody. Harry Boxer, the technical trader at techtrader.com. It's Thursday, the 11th of August, and it's time for the weekly review of the swing trades, and there's a lot of them, so let's get started. A lot of them doing great, too. AEHR, which popped and pulled back. We put a swing on it. The stock looked great. It's run from about 10 to today's high over 18, about 80%, just since the last 11 days. It was up 11 days in a row before today's pullback, and may need to do one of those in a way for digestion before it goes further, but my ultimate target may be 24.5 range. FRM broke out of its base and it's been running. Looks great in here, up another, just a small percentage today, but look at the way it's channeling up and looking like it wants to even go higher. I have a target now at 43.4 and then 50.52. APEN popped, wedged, and we put a swing on it. It's been moving ever since. It's gone from about 5 to 7, so or 671 anyway. You can see how it's consolidating in a zone. And today was kind of an engulfing bullish day. I think the stock's headed higher. Next target is 7.5, and then we're looking at 9.25. CGC. Well, I think it's time for marijuana to get its rear end in gear, but every time it looks like it's going to break out, it turns around again. Now, it did make a new high of the last couple of months, reaching 3.5 today. My ultimate goals are to get this to 4, 5, and 6 or more. Clearfield, one of the best trades this year for us, popped out. We put a swing on it. It's gone from the 69.70 zone to 100, almost 120 today. Let's call it a 50.point run. And that's taken about 7-8 weeks, but really fantastic move. Long in the tooth, and it may have reversed today because it closed down after making a new high. Ultimately, my target's 150, but for now, it may need to do some consolidating and resting. Kupang, right hand of the extended V bottom breakout flag. When it broke out here, we put a swing on it. It's been moving from the 14.15 zone. Today's high was 21.40, but it was a pretty negative engulfing reversal day, it looks like. Take a look. So I'd say this one should have been sold today at the secondary target, and we'll see where it goes from there. Don't forget, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up as well, so careful. Ford Motors, after breaking out of the downtrend, we put in the moving averages crossed over. We put a swing on it. It's moved from about 12.5, 3/4 range to as high as 16.15. A little bit of a flag going on, and I'm still looking for more. I'm looking for 18.5 and eventually 21 or more. GAN, basing, consolidating, broke out of its long-term downtrend. Moving averages crossed over. You can see what's going on consolidation-wise. There's resistance right here just around the 4 range. If we can get above that, 4 3/4 and 6 are targets. Inhibix exploded. We put a swing on it. It popped and pulled back, tested, flagged, and ran up again. You can see a 3-day flag underway. The target's now at 32.3. INMD popped, broke out, is consolidating now, had a negative reversal day, and as support around the 35 range, their target's 42. IMVZ with a pop and pullback, broke out of a base pattern, a big one, and then yesterday spiked up, but today backed off an inside day. I think it has more to go. Looking for 7 and 7 3/4. JOBY popped, got the resistance and backed off. You can see where the moving average support was. It bounced today. I still like the overall chart pattern. It's going to have to take it pop through like 7.5 range to get up to 8.5 and 10. KNX, the big trucker, broke out of an inverse head and shoulder pattern and pulled back. We put a swing on it. It's gone from 50 to 56.5. It's at resistance. Next targets are 57 and 60. NEO on the run, breaking out of a base pattern 2, then forming a wedge and running. Now been up for 6 days in a row. I think it has legs to go to 14.5, eventually 18. Those are my targets. And then Nnox looking real good. They put a swing on it today as it broke out over key resistance and out of a base. Did pull back, but I'd like to see if it does extend. And if it extends, we can look for 18.5 in 2021. Invitae had a monster move and day today. We caught it perfectly. It broke out. 368 was a swing trade idea. Both of those targets were met as the stock exploded to 8.88 at the high. Excuse me, $9 at the high, and then reversed and gave it all up. But still, a terrific swing trade, and it did it in the hours. OMER broke out of a coil pop. We put a swing on it. It's been extended. Today was a new rally high, 7 3/4. My target remains 8.5 and 10. PACB monster move as well today, and just went ballistic. Popped from 745 to 1420. Monster move on huge volume, and then reversed dramatically and closed near the lower end of the range. So obviously not the kind of follow through we'd like to see, but intraday you had an opportunity to make a lot of money on that one. Perion broke out of a base, pulled back, tested the gap and moving averages and bounced. Today was an inside day, but any move through 22 and a quarter, 22.35 should get us to 24.26.5. RAD, Rite Aid, broke out of a base from the wedge, broke out of the wedge today with a beautiful pop and put a swing on it. Like this look a lot. I think it has momentum to 14, 16, and 18. Roblox popped out of a base and put a swing on it. Then spent 3 weeks coiling, broke out again, pulled back and tested. Today it popped right to the resistance level and my target around 54 and backed off, but I'm looking still for more upside. 65 is the target. Rivian looking better. Today was a multi-month high as it tagged 40, 65. First time it's been 40 since April. And there is some resistance right there. We can get to this range, you're looking at 50 or better. Rhythm's been one of our best trades this year. As it broke out, we put a swing on it. It soared from 5.5 to 25 in just a month. Fantastic move. My suggestion was to take profits up here as overextended. Seed is on the verge of what looks like an explosive move. Today's high at 12.25 is the highest level achieved on Seed since back in August of last year. It's a new 52-week high. And volume picks up on this one. You can see a pop to 14 and 18. Sega, explosive type move, another nominal new all-time high today as it reached 25.28, and it's right at resistance. We punched through here. We may see high 20s, low 30s. And finally, SKYT. I'm sorry, that's not finally. We got more to go. SKYT broke out. We put a swing on it. It ran hard, got up to both of my targets and backed off. I still think it has more to go, but be careful. DCDA broke out of a coil. We put a swing on it. It's actually gone vertical to tag 1379 today from about 10 and change. The high and the target, I should say, is 16.5. Peru, big reversal day, came down to 10.11, ran up to 18 nearly, finished 15.68 up 391, 33%. Watch for a follow through. You get one, you might see mid-20s. Verve, big explosive move. That was a good swing for us as it ran right to the target and backed off, but it held secondary support right there. And then just came right back up to test the highs. Next target, low to mid 40s. W broke out of a base, pulled back hard, but held it and now bounced. I believe we're going to see 79.80 and 90 on this one. Low price workhorse pop broke out, but it's pulled back dramatically. It has bounced, but be careful on this one. The target, 5.5. And finally, Zixi looking much better here and on the verge, but looks to me like an explosive pop into the low teens, maybe mid-teens. That's it for the Charts of the Day video tonight and the review of the swing trades of the last few weeks. HP out. Have a great evening.